What's going on, everybody? This is Travis with That Bob Beer Review, and as always, I am joined with...
What's up, guys? It's Benji.
And today we got a very special guest who is returning from a previous episode, Lee Maxfield.
Yeah.
And he's bringing us a Indian Pale Ale from Odell Brewing Company. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this? What's it going on here?
Man, this is gonna be a juicy IPA.
Okay.
It's a 60 IBU.
You've had this one before?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
But
Very cool.
But
Very
from
cool.
the look of it,
I love the enthusiasm, though.
Yeah. You gotta sell it, yeah, right?
Yeah, gotta sell it. I don't know. It looks really juicy. It looks really good. I'm really excited to try it. It's 7% alcohol by volume.
Okay, 7% ABV is not. It's a little bit on the higher side
IPA,
comparatively.
Yep. IBU is 60.
That's typical. That's
60.
typical for an IPA.
Yep. And let's talk a little bit about this with Odell Brewing Company. Whenever we pulled up the information on the beer, gentlemen, they were very quick to the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a no-nonsense kind of thing.
Okay.
They don't try to put anything into you. They don't try to sell anything. It's just, here's what it is. Take it or leave it.
Right.
And I can appreciate something like that.
100%.
I can appreciate that. They let it speak for itself.
Yes.
And that is a very impressive thing. And you know what else I can appreciate about that? As a business model, it's a risk that you can only take if you believe in your product.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
And I like that.
Yes.
That makes me enjoy your beer even more.
We've not
And
even
you're like,
tried
you know
it
what?
yet.
It speaks for itself because they took the traditions of the originally shipped from England to India in the 1700s. That beer, that hops that they were shipping,
Mm-hmm.
and they added more flavor with the American style.
Okay.
They took that 1700s feel, added a little bit of American to it.
America.
That's what this is.
Cheeseburger in a can?
Oh,
American?
Ooh, you know what?
I mean,
You're
come
onto
on,
something.
guys.
Let's have ourselves some
Now, I'm going to tell you right now.
cheeseburger IPA.
They say this one is highly aromatic.
Okay.
Aromatic. American hops to create a distinctive bitterness profile and an incredible hop character.
Okay.
So they're taking, basically what I'm getting from this is they're taking what they did in the 1700s,
Right.
that IPA, of course, India Pale Ale,
Right.
and added to it. They're like, you know what? There's just not enough. We need to add a little bit of America to it.
Okay.
America.
And that's what we're going to be tasting.
In post, I think we're going to put some eagles screeching in the background.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Just so you guys know, it's going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's take a look at this can because I've noticed that it has a gentleman
Riding an elephant.
riding an elephant like it's a bull. Like, take a look at that. It actually looks like a bull.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
That's
What
probably the
What I
America
love
right
about
there.
this artwork is, if you guys remember Barnum and Bailey back in the day, circus, it was huge in like the 20s, not the current 20s back in the day, but it has that old style art to it, which is really cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the brewery.
Yeah,
The
absolutely,
brewery,
man. Let us know.
The Odell Brewery. It was founded in 1989
Okay.
by Doug Odell and his wife, Wynne, W-Y-N-N-E. Wynne?
Yeah, I'd say
I think
that's
that's
Wynne.
proper
Wynne, yeah,
pronunciation.
Wynne.
If I'm wrong, I sincerely do apologize. And his sister, Corky. And their passion and love for handcrafted beers and their sense of community and so on and so forth has brought them to what we're about to try right now.
Dude, I'm excited for it.
I am too.
Get into some of these facts and let's dive in.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Well, hold on a second there. Slugger.
Oh, I do sincerely apologize for interrupting.
Hey, you're good.
So this has been an independent brewery since 1989, and you know what's really cool about it? It's 100% employee owned.
That's cool.
That is a fantastic thing, especially now. It's a brilliant business model.
Mhm.
I think it's a brilliant business,
Right.
and that's awesome because it shows me that they have created a product they believe in so much that they're gonna have their own employees invested into it,
I agree with that.
and the employees care enough about the product to invest into it.
Right. It's
It's
not an
great.
employee showing up for your typical 9 to 5, gets a paycheck, go home and say, hey, I own part of this business. I want to succeed as much as the next guy.
Yeah, exactly. And as a person who has owned a business and been down that route, I'm sure you can appreciate that business model.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's something to be said about venture capital and different seed rounds and all that. But whenever you have an individual can't go anywhere without the team that's behind him. Like it takes,
Absolutely.
even Jesus had his 12. Let's just be real. Like you've got to have your team of people. And anytime that team of people is centrally focused on the same goal, it's unlimited what they can accomplish. So yeah, I agree with Travis. It's a great model. What do you think, Lee?
I think so. I think it's a great model.
Yeah, because to me, what that says is, as a company, as a brewery, and we've done a lot of breweries on this show, and they're very community based.
Right.
It puts a lot of faith and trust in the employees, especially to brew their beer with their recipes. It's amazing, and I'm really excited to try this beer.
I would agree with that.
To me, it shows that I'm invested into you as an employee just as much as you're invested into us and our product.
Yes, 100%. 100%
And-
agree with that.
And to me, what that says is, since you're so invested into the product that we produce as a company, I'm going to invest the finances that we earn
Mm-hmm.
back into you as an employee.
Right.
And I think it's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea.
Agreed. I agree with that.
I think it's
100%.
great. And I can't wait to try this out. I am so excited to try this beer out.
Why don't you say, do you got any more facts or anything you want to talk about the brewery?
I mean, there is so much on this website. I honestly think if we went through any more, it's just never gonna. This episode would probably
Yeah,
never
Fair
stop.
enough.
It's gonna take a
So
while.
I think what would be best is if we just drop a link, which we normally always do. Drop a
Yeah,
link
guys,
for the
always.
brewery. Like I said, they have so many links and information on their website. They even have a winery.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they have a winery. They have a gear shop if you just want to go get hats, t-shirts, whatever. They have a beer finder on
Right.
here. They even talk about their impact in the community. They have multiple tabs about the early days and their brewing process, so on and so forth, their quality, their brand, what they stand for. It's all here on the website.
And a matter of fact, guys, whenever we go to edit the video, we'll make sure to have different slides up. So as we're
Absolutely.
talking, you can still see those pictures and see what they're about, everything else. Because it's pretty cool dichotomy is there's some breweries we've looked at that has zero history. The history is, hey, we've been around since 1922. Cool, what have you done? We don't know, but we sell beer. Then there's other breweries as such, it's like, we've been around since this year. Here's what we do. Here's what we stand for. Here's how we come to be.
Yep.
And so on. But with that being said, like, we'll put all that up on the screen. We'll drop the information below, drop a link as well. But Lee, you being our special guest, if Travis is okay with it, why don't you take the turn and pour it this time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Go for it.
Here we
Fill
go.
that up.
All right.
We're getting thirsty, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Then-
as he's pouring, Trav, what's some
Ooh.
other facts that you can think of? Just throw out real quick.
I mean, this is one of those breweries where I would love to name some facts during this, but there is so much of an abundance that
Right.
I'm finding on here that it's almost a little overwhelming,
Right.
which I enjoy.
Okay, let's do this then. ABC. Obviously, that's the first three facts you see there. First three
Absolutely.
tidbits. Let's go with the B. Just throw it out.
Okay.
Oh,
I
shit.
mean, not only do they invest back into their employees,
Mm-hmm.
but they're green.
Okay. Very
so
cool.
they make it a point to invest back into not only their employees, but back into the environment.
Kind of like Kona Brewing, where they recycle their electric and they recycle bottles and everything.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yes, absolutely. And they've been doing this since 1989.
Right.
And that's a long time. I mean,
Don't say it's a
Don't
long
say
time.
that's a
We're
long
close to
time.
that year, my friend.
I
But
know,
it's
I
okay
know,
because
I know.
Lee's younger than us.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Ah.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Yeah.
happy about that.
It happens,
yeah,
guys.
one
It's
of
life.
these
So
guys.
you just make the most out of every day
But-
and keep going.
Something that is really cool. I know I haven't given a lot of facts about this place because it's such an abundance, but how they got their start was in their home.
Okay.
They were home brewers that liked making their own beer. And they were
Right.
like, you know what? I believe in what I made.
Mm-hmm.
I think it tastes good,
Right.
and I think other people should taste it too.
Okay.
And that's what's so great about it.
So it's no different than the garage aspect. You know what I'm referring to when I say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's exactly how they got started. And it even says it on their website.
Google, Apple, like it all
That's
started in their
exactly how they got
garage,
started.
man.
They decided it's like, hey, I want to start brewing some beer.
Yeah.
And let's see what it takes. And of course, you know, in the 80s they didn't have Google. So it was, let's go to the library and get some recipes, or hey, I'm going to go over here to the local bar or
Right.
whatever, and just be like, hey, so-and-so, you brew beer? Yeah, I brew beer. Well, what's your recipe? Can I get it? You know,
Right.
and things like that. And then, of course, nowadays, all those recipes and stuff are available on social media. I mean, you can Google any kind of beer and learn how to make it. It's
Right.
there.
That's fact.
But the thing is what they were doing in their time, they had to take that time,
Yes.
that process. They didn't have a recipe.
Right.
They had to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, really hoping that what has turned out and what's in this glass is, I mean, how many years has it? I mean, 1989 is how many years is in this can
Think about it.
as a recipe?
You know how old we are. You know what years we were born. It's close
I don't want
enough.
to talk about years.
Close enough. Well, why don't we go ahead and just dive into it? As you
I
guys can
think you're
see,
right.
man,
Yeah, let's dive
it's a
into it.
nice golden color. So, cheers. It's definitely different than anything I've tasted. Not in a bad way, but I can't think of something to compare it to.
It's not as dry as that Summit,
No, it's not.
but
There's
it
a
does have,
little bit of it.
yeah, I can taste an aftertaste of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might have the same kind of hops that they use.
It does taste the same hops. That citrus.
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
pretty typical with IPAs, though. The ones we've tried on the show, anyways.
You're right.
The only IPA I've had that's been different in that aspect is the one that me and Caleb tried, the Mothman, the black IPA.
Which I would still want to try Black IPA. I still haven't tried that.
But we
I
got
really,
512
really
in Austin, so.
You're exactly right. We do.
Mhm.
And I think, didn't you bring us a Black IPA?
I did.
Yeah, we do have
Okay.
a Black IPA in my fridge right now.
Right, so we'll be trying that on a future episode, guys. Don't worry.
Let me look at the hops real quick because I am tasting some similar things from the last episode that we did.
I could see drinking this.
9 different American hops.
Yep.
It's not that cheeseburger flavor we're talking about. But I can see the American side of it, the influence there.
Mm-hmm.
They're speaking of.
Right.
So, as you're looking that up, Trav, what do you say we go ahead and give it some ratings?
I'm totally fine.
Yeah. Lee, what do you have, my friend?
You know, it's almost comparable to the last episode. However, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not as sticky. I
Right.
don't know how to explain it as
But-
the last episode. However, I don't really want to compare it to the last IPA that we had. It's dry. It's tasty. It's plentiful, really, and I'm sure it'll fill you right up if you drink enough of it. I think I'd have to go with a 4.5 out of this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trav, let's hear your take, because I know where I'm at.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take one more
Oh, I mind.
more drink.
I mind completely, but I'm good with it, because I'm going to take some more too.
Right?
I like how you down the whole glass.
Oh yeah. That's good.
It is
That's
good.
I love my beer, especially when they're an IPA.
It doesn't have as dry as the taste as the last one.
Right. Let's see if we're on the same page. Let's do something if you're good with it. Have Lee count down from 3, and once he says 1, we'll say what our rating is and see if we're on the same page.
You know what? Okay.
All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
4.5.
All right.
4.
All right. Majority rules.
We flipped the
4.5.
switch, guys. Last episode's ironic, but Travis is at 4.5. Me and Lee was at 4, and this episode's the exact opposite of that.
Well, so for me, what brings me to the exact opposite is the initial hit is the exact same as the odor. For me, but the ending isn't the same.
Right, and I think that's, I can't speak for Lee, but myself,
Like-
maybe you can tune in, but this is why I gave it a little bit more, is because that aftertaste
Yeah.
isn't
Wasn't
as
dry.
dry. Yeah,
Right.
It had some more flavor to
And I
it.
can totally understand that. And I think that might be because it might be because of the Vienna malts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just had it wasn't as flavorful as the previous one.
Right.
I didn't get as much flavor hitting me as the previous one. It just that's my take. on it.
That's fair.
It's almost as if the initial drink was pretty dry. However, the ending was nice and smooth.
Right.
All around though, the reason why I gave it a 4.5 was because it does seem to be. Even though I know I'm from Minnesota, this seems to be more of an all around better beer. I do like to have a less dry aftertaste, especially when I'm mowing my lawn or something like that. You know.
And I can
however-
totally understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is a very good beer, and I can see where Travis is coming from, and I can see where Benji.
Yeah.
and I, we're
We're on the same page.
And I mean, even
Everybody has their
4.5
own-
and 4 is not far.
No, it's
at
not.
all.
It's right there with each other.
Yep.
And that just comes down to difference of opinion, and it's not necessarily skewed one way or the other. It's still a great beer. I mean, 4 out of 5, that's 90%. Take that any day. It's
Right.
passing.
Right? You know, the water they use during the brewing process is from the Rocky Mountains.
I know that now.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Right?
cool.
And the yeast is actually the only thing it says on here, which I find quite interesting, because usually when it comes to when they mention the yeast
Mhm.
on websites, they mention the name of the yeast
Right.
that they use. This one they says we use a special house yeast strain in all of our beers.
You know what that reminds me of?
So I'm kind of curious what they use, and don't get me wrong, it even says this is an award-winning IPA that
Right.
we just tried, and it's their flagship beer as well. So I mean,
Kind of has that Coca-Cola aspect to it, and what I mean by that is their secret recipe. As you mentioned earlier, you can get recipes for almost anything nowadays, but there's some brands, some drinks out there, like it's a heavily guarded secret.
Yep.
And there's a lot of mimics out there, but for the actual recipe, and it sounds like they're trying to do the same thing. Like they want to set themselves apart. Obviously, it has some similarities to some other beers, and it's going to with the hops that are in it. There's only so much you can do using the same ingredients, but they don't want the exact stuff to be known.
right? You know,
And I can respect that.
I can respect that too. I totally can, because I mean, it's just like anybody. You know, you have a chef or a baker.
Mhm.
If they bake the perfect souffle, Are they going to give the information out? Or are
Right.
they going to be like, no, that's my recipe so that everybody can come here and buy the souffle off me?
Right. And
And it's
there's some
good
that'll give it
idea.
out. There's some that don't. It's just, it
It's
kind of
just-
depends on the person, their niche, what they're looking to do, and what they're wanting to
Right,
accomplish.
exactly. And it's like I said, I mean, I gave it a 4. Have I had better IPAs? Absolutely. Have I had worse IPAs?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, God. Yes. What was that?
I don't want to talk about it.
What was it?
It wasn't an
I don't know.
IPA, but it was the Dallas Blonde.
Oh,
Yes, I remember that. I did
from
not.
Keep Ellum.
Oh.
Yes.
Worst beer I've ever had, period.
I wasn't in that episode, but I was there and it's not
It
good.
took me multiple takes just to do that episode because I didn't want to drink it.
He really didn't want to do the episode. I had to talk him into it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you can't give every beer a 4. You
Yeah.
gotta drink something and give it an honest rating.
Yeah. Because most of the time, and it's hard to find a beer that I don't like just because I like so many different flavors.
Correct.
And I'm into so many different types.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I like this. I love this beer. Well, you loved the last beer you tried. Well, it was a different beer.
To be fair, though, got a lifted Jeep. I love it. I love my Lambo and Aston Martin, too. They all serve a different purpose.
Exactly.
They might be Hot Wheels, America, but, you know, one
yeah,
of these days.
exactly. Right? I mean, it's like, I love a lot of things, but, you know, I like my Gibsons
Right.
and I like my Fenders.
Mm-hmm. Fenders make it great in case you get into accidents. Like,
Oh.
it's there to protect you.
I like my snap-ons.
Sure, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what a Fender is.
Some
yeah,
people like
sure.
the Crescents.
But, yeah, regardless, like I said, I give it a 4.
Okay, dude, I'm great with that. 4.5 sounds like we're going to land right there
Yep.
again. And there's no qualms about that whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
So, Lee, you got anything that you'd like to add on this particular beer?
No. I said it all. Said it all. It was
You
nice.
ready for our next episode?
Ready
Got
for
one
the next
last episode coming up.
Yeah. Guys, speaking of episode, we'll actually get I'll do the outro here in just a second, but Trav, you got anything you want to add real quick?
Hey, other than the only thing I want to add is as long as you're hitting that like and subscribe button and checking out a Free Dive Trio,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, they give us a shout out. We're going to show them some love too.
That works. Lee, thank you again, brother, for joining us.
Absolutely, brother.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now, guys, as Travis said, make sure to hit up Free Dive Trio. We'll have everything linked below for them. They just hit 1,000 subs this week, 1,000 followers, excuse me, on Facebook. Do some really cool stuff, such as their name says, Free Dive Trio. It's a friend of Travis's, Troxel, him and his family. They go dive, see what all they can find. So check that out. We'll have it linked below. Make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe, ring that bell. And with that, stay tuned for next week's episode. We got Big 2-0 coming up.
Yeah, we're about to start a new season. We're about to end this season and start on our next.
Yes, so episode
Super
20.
cool.
Episode 20 coming up. It's,
Right?
can't believe we've been doing this for a little bit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
It started before COVID. If that tells you anything.
Yeah, actually, you know what's really crazy is that's probably like a measurement of time now.
Dang.
Yeah. We might edit that out. We'll see.
Right?
Anyways, guys, as always, we appreciate the love. Keep hitting that like button, hit that subscribe. Make sure to comment below. We want to build a community here with everybody. So
Absolutely.
tell us a beer that you want us to try out. We'll find a way to go get it.
Yeah.
And with-
Hey, don't feel like you're pressured into sending us beer. You don't have to. Yeah, there has been people that has, but you don't got to. Just type it in the comments, right?
Right. Yeah, just drop a
And
comment.
we will do what we can. I know Benji looks for where he can go and where I can go. Sometimes we go together and stuff. We try to look for what we can get. But if we can get it here in Texas where we're at, we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will go spend my money to get it, or he'll spend his money to get it. But whatever it takes, let us know, and we'll do our best
Yeah.
to make it happen.
As even if we have to travel, we are going to be doing that when we're able. So no worries. Just drop below.
Which I'm super excited about because I want to get away from the house.
Let us know what you'd like us to try out, and we'll do our best to get it. With that, much love, everybody, and happy drinking. We'll see you on the next one.